Marco, obviously a huge player in this entire scenario, also tweeted out, just kind of getting in front of people who were like, this is illegal, saying Maduro is not the president of Venezuela and his regime is not the legitimate government. Maduro is the head of the cartel de los Soles, a narco-terror organization which has taken possession of a country, and he is under indictment for pushing drugs into the U.S. And, bright legal minds, they may argue about this, but Jonathan Turley is like, this is not a problem. He said Democrat members quickly denounced this as unlawful. They may want to review past cases, particularly the decision related to the Noriega prosecution. And he went on to explain how this is absolutely legal. But I'm sure it's going to go through all the rigmarole.
He's head of a cartel. He's head of a freaking cartel. I mean, it's like, why? And we all know why people are upset about this is because it's Trump that did it.
Exactly.
Anybody else that would have done this, they would have been cheering it on. But because it's him, it's Orange Man. Orange Man, yeah. And so it's just the outrage about this. I just cannot.
Oh my God.
I mean,
it's out of control.
Again, you see all the memes and everything. It's like they were no kings like 2 days ago. And now they're like, but this guy, we love this guy. We love this dictator.
This king is fine.
They're insane, these people.
I know. Their hypocrisy knows no bounds.
No bounds.
There was some interesting folks that weighed in to congratulate Trump on this effective, successful operation. One of those being Pierre Poilievre, who unfortunately is not the Prime Minister of Canada right now, but he sent his congratulations. And then most of all, the weirdest one that I was surprised to agree with was Adam Kinzinger, who I thought immediately would condemn this, but he said Maduro was never the legitimate president of Venezuela. This precision action by Delta to get Maduro without massive military occupation is how it should be done. This was the right call. May Maduro face justice and the people of Venezuela be free.
And it was precise. It was precise, and there were no leaks. It was beautiful the way it was handled. Absolutely beautiful.
I just can't believe that he thinks so. I can't believe it.
It is kind of weird, right? I don't even trust it. It's just so weird. I'm like, did somebody hijack his account? What's going on? It's a little weird.
And you're going to hear like all the naysayers talk about how this is only about money and it's only about oil, blah, 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 blah. It is about our standing in the world and protecting our hemisphere. And CNN ran a report where they were talking to, I don't even remember what his official title is as contributor to CNN, but they were asking him specifically, what has been China, Russia, Iran's response to this? And here is what he said about their response.
Tell me how this news is being received in Iran. How's it being received in Russia? How's it being received in China?
All three predictably will deplore this kind of activity publicly. Privately, they will be impressed with the military capability here. I would argue none of those three militaries could have executed an operation like this. And again, we tend to just breeze by this. But the idea of finding, fixing, kidnapping, taking him out alive with his wife, no casualties on the side of the U.S., that's an extraordinary military operation. So I think while there will be a lot of public condemnation of the United States, predictably from those three nations, privately they'll be saying to themselves, that's a very capable military. That's not a bad thought to pop up in Beijing, Moscow, and Tehran these days.
Yeah.
And he was right. Yeah. He was right. He called it. It's just so ridiculous, too, that Russia is condemning the United States for the act of armed aggression. Seriously?
I know.
Okay,
right?
Putin. That's cute.
That's rich, isn't it? I swear he looks like a Vizsla. He's just like an angry Vizsla, isn't he? He totally is. I know. This is the thing. They were in bed with China and Russia and Iran. I mean, Hamas terrorists. They're in bed with all the terrorists. It's like, okay, we did the right thing. Anybody who says that we didn't do the right thing, you just need to discount those people. Discount them.
100%. China also similar reaction. They are deeply shocked, according to their spokesperson. They strongly condemned the U.S.'s blatant use of force against a sovereign state and action against its president. And as Aravind, I'm not sure if I'm saying his name right, pointed out, that he said all China can do is give statements like this and keep doing regular military shows as if taking Taiwan, but not have the guts to actually do it because they're not a superpower like the US, although they play all the deep state media to call them a superpower.
Right.
So we've knocked them out at the knees, all three of these countries, because they were using Venezuela as a way to target the United States in multiple different ways.
Right.
So the fact that they can't do that anymore is kind of a big deal.
Yeah, Venezuela was their bitch. And now it's not. And now it's ours. And the people there are delighted about this, whether libs want you to think that or not. They're delighted about it. Because listen, freedom is always a good thing. Always. It always wins. And so when I see that these people are like, oh my gosh, we have been under this rule for over 2 decades.
Yeah.
And now they're starting to see like some semblance of freedom. That is always a wonderful thing. People should be cheering that on. Every American, every single one of us should be delighted for that. But there are so many of us that are not. And so pay attention.
And the people that aren't, who are defending Maduro, once again, it's like Trump gets these people to defend literally the worst humans on earth.
Yeah.
All the time.
Pay attention to the people who are defending a narco-terrorist.
Exactly. So anyway, the Trump presser that was held to kind of explain and tell everybody what was going on was a little bit alarming to some people, not because of the action that he took, but because of what comes next. And so here's what he said about the United States' role in Venezuela, starting basically now.
We are going to run the country until such time as we can do a safe, proper, and judicious transition. And it has to be judicious because that's what we're all about. We want peace, liberty, and justice for the great people of Venezuela. And that includes many from Venezuela that are now living in the United States and want to go back to their country. It's their homeland. We're there now, but we're going to stay until such time as the proper transition can take place. So we're going to stay until such time as we're going to run it, essentially, until such time as a proper transition can take place.
He's like, Marco Rubio is like, geez.
Yeah, so it says, when you find out you're president of Venezuela now. That will never tire of these memes.
My fifth job, damn it.
And so that, for people who are like, can we just not get involved in more of these foreign wars? I get where that can sound a little concerning. And Nick Freitas, I thought, did a great job explaining the angst. So he said, I say this with all due respect to Donald Trump, when I thought this was a limited strike to go after Maduro, I was willing to defend it. But now that we hear we're going to be running Venezuela, I have some concerns because I've lived at the business end of this kind of foreign policy and it didn't work out well. So as a Trump supporter, I just want to know, why are we responsible for ensuring a proper transition takes place? How many troops are we dedicating? What do we consider to be a safe, secure, and independent Venezuela? How much blood and treasure are we willing to dedicate? And on and on. And I get these concerns, but I feel like the best person to answer those concerns is Marco Rubio, who I'm now kind of starting to feel like should be the next president.
Oh my God, I absolutely, with 100%.
Really? Okay, good. I'm so glad you think that.
100%. In fact, I am like, I know that like the TPUSA people are all about JD Vance, and I love JD Vance, don't get me wrong. But when it comes to just sheer experience, and I listen, he's the guy. He has to be the guy. He's done the work. He's put in the time. Yeah. He's been there forever. I had this conversation with my daughter-in-law over break. And she was like, yeah, but JD Vance is slated to be the guy. And I'm like, I don't give a shit. Marco Rubio he's done the work. Like, he actually has been in there in the trenches. He understands how to do all of these different jobs. He should be the guy. He should be the guy.
And he's, we've already heard him say that he will defer to JD Vance if JD Vance wants to make a run for it. So I don't know what's going to happen, but I just know that whatever the case is, Rubio has to be involved in the next administration in some capacity. He has to.
And he can't be VP. VP
I
is
know,
not,
right?
VP is not good enough for him. It's just not.
It's not.
VP is more of like a figure. No offense to JD, because JD is fantastic. You know how much I love him, but it's more of like a figurehead appointment, a figurehead job. He either needs to stay as sec of state or he needs to be president. There's just no other job for him.
I mean, he's already doing all of them.
Right.
So he can do one more. If they could just be co-presidents, like why
that be
isn't that a thing?
amazing?
Why can't we just do that?
I know that would be so amazing if they could
would be
make them
amazing.
co-presidents, right?
I know. We need to tell you before we move on, because we do have more from Marco to come. We need to tell you about why colostrum is something you should be thinking about in supplementation to your diet.
It's true. Every morning I get up at 4. I let my dogs out. There's a fly in here, you guys. So if I start swatting at things or killing things, you're going to know. I get up at 4. I let my dogs out. I feed them. Then I grab a glass of milk and I put some cowboy colostrum in it. That's how I start my day. So if you want to fix your gut in 2026, which is what it does, add colostrum to your daily routine. I take it for gut health, but also it helps with immune health, which is basically, it all ties back to gut health. And then it also aids recovery from exercise, which I haven't done a lot of in the past 2 weeks. And I probably won't do a lot of in the next couple weeks because of my arm, but I will get there. And I need all the help I can get. And cowboy colostrum is like true first day whole colostrum. It has all the sorts of bioactives and immunoglobulins and stuff like that, and growth stuff in it. It's good stuff. It's not processed or stripped down. And they only collect like the surplus colostrum after the baby calves have had their fill. So I know a lot of people are like, oh my God, what about the baby calves? They're okay. I promise they're okay. It's yummy. They have like all different flavors. The stuff that I use, I always put the chocolate in my milk because it tastes like Quick. Remember when you were a kid?
Yeah.
You used to put Quick. That's exactly what it reminds me of. It is so good. It's amazing. And then it also, it also helps with skin and hair, in addition to the other stuff that I'm doing with skin and hair with Healthy Cells. So it's good stuff. So cowboy colostrum is the highest quality bovine colostrum available on the market. It is amazing stuff. It's 100% made in America, 100% American grass-fed cows. Great stuff. And for a limited time, you can get 25% off your order. Just head to cowboycolostrum.com/chicks. Use code chicks, 25% off when you use code chicks at cowboycolostrum.com/chicks.
That's good stuff, you guys.
Everybody's like, Quick. Yeah, Quick. Remember Quick?
Yeah, Quick. Like with the rabbit. Wasn't there a rabbit?
Yeah, there was a rabbit.
Yeah, there was a rabbit.